Ever since its inaugural year in 2009, Gamescom has set one of the biggest stages in the world for video game developers to exhibit their upcoming titles, as well as their new gaming-related hardware. Now in 2022, Gamescom returns once again to Messi in Cologne, North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany, to the biggest gaming event audience in the world. What can fans expect from this year's Gamescom? What are fans hoping for? All that and more coming up next. What is Gamescom? Gamescom is a trade fair for video games held annually at the Messi in Cologne, North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Since 2018, it's been organized by Game, Verband der Deutschen Games Branche, and before that, by the Bundesverband Interaktive Unterhaltungssoftware (BIU). It supersedes games conventions held in Leipzig, Saxony, Germany. Many video game developers use Gamescom to exhibit upcoming games and game-related hardware. Alongside Gamescom is DevCom, a portion of the convention dedicated to video game development, though activities of DevCom continue year-round. Gamescom is the world's largest gaming event, with 370,000 visitors and 1,037 exhibitors from 56 countries attending the show in 2018. This year's Gamescom will take place from August 23rd through the 28th. The conference technically begins on the 24th of August, but Opening Night Live will be taking place on the evening of the 23rd, hosted by Geoff Keighley. What can fans expect from Gamescom 2022? Fans can expect a ton of announcements and content over the next week from the over 500 video game development companies attending. While this is certainly an impressive number, there are two glaring empty spaces amongst these 500 video game development companies. Sony and Nintendo have both announced that they will not be attending Gamescom 2022. While fans of both giants of the video game world are surely disappointed by this news, there's still much to look forward to from the present companies at Gamescom 2022. Among these companies are Microsoft, Ubisoft, Sega, 2K, Tencent, Warner Bros., TikTok, and Bandai Namco. But you may ask, what specific upcoming games might we see presented at Gamescom 2022? Well, let's take a look at the most anticipated upcoming games to be presented at Gamescom 2022. First up, The Outlast Trials. The Outlast Trials is an upcoming first-person psychological horror survival video game developed and published by Red Barrels. It's the third installment in the Outlast series, serving as a prequel to the first two games and features test subjects in a mysterious Cold War experiment. The game is scheduled for release in 2022. The Outlast Trials was first teased in October 2019 and is not a direct sequel to Outlast 2. It's about test subjects for the Murkoff Corporation in a mysterious Cold War experiment that is set in the same universe as the previous games. The game has certainly intrigued Outlast fans, but here's hoping we get a little more information regarding that 2022 release date at Gamescom this week. Next up, Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by WB Games Montreal and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. It's set to be released on October 25th, 2022 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Inspired by the Batman Gotham Knights comic series based on the DC Comics character Batman and his supporting cast, the game focuses on the characters Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood as they attempt to restore justice to Gotham City during a period of decline in the immediate aftermath of Batman's supposed death. While investigating Batman's disappearance, the heroes come into conflict with the Court of Owls, a secret society that is as old as Gotham itself, and their legion of brainwashed assassins called Talons. Next up, High on Life. High on Life is an upcoming comedic biopunk first-person shooter by Squanch Games. It was conceived by Justin Roiland, who is known for his work on the TV series Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites. It takes place in a colorful, absurdist science fiction world and features anthropomorphic talking guns. The game includes voice acting from Roiland, JB Smoove, Tim Robinson, Zach Haddle, and Michael Cusack. It's scheduled to be released on December 13th, 2022 for Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. It will be available on the Xbox Game Pass subscription service starting on release day. The premise of the game is that in the future, humanity has been taken by an alien cartel to be used as drugs for aliens. Playing as a bounty hunter, the player must navigate throughout the galaxy to save the humans by using weapons called Gatlians, alien guns, to take out the threats. Next up, Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is an upcoming free-to-play 3D tactical role-playing game developed and published by Hoyoverse. It is the fourth installment of the Honkai series, using brand new characters along with alternative versions of existing characters, except Welt. From Honkai Impact 3rd, it was officially revealed on October 7th, 2021, and the game's official YouTube channel, Honkai Star Rail, entered its first closed beta testing on October 26th, 2021, and ended testing on November 1st, 2021. A second closed beta test test was held on May 25, 2022, and ended testing on June 15, 2022. Next up, Hogwarts Legacy. That's right, there's a new upcoming video game based in the Harry Potter universe called Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is an open-world, single-player role-playing game in which players will play as a fifth-year student at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. This player character, who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart, is capable of manipulating a mysterious ancient magic, and will need to help uncover why this forgotten magic has suddenly made a resurgence and the ones that are simultaneously trying to harness it. The game is a must-have for Harry Potter fans who have always wanted to explore the wizarding world and experience life as a young witch or wizard. Players will be able to choose their houses and learn various spells, potions, and other combat abilities throughout the game. Players will also get to explore areas such as the Forbidden Forest, Diagon Valley, Hogsmeade Village, and their House Common Rooms. This game is largely centered around the fictional Goblin Rebellion era of the wizarding world. Thus, the primary antagonist of the game will be Ranrock, the leader of the Goblin Rebellion, and Victor Rookwood, the leader of a group of dark wizards. The game has been in development since 2017, and after being announced at a PlayStation 5 event in 2020, the game finally has an official release date of February 10th, 2023. The game will be available on the PlayStation 5 as well as the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series SX. Next up, the Callisto Protocol. The Callisto Protocol is an upcoming survival horror video game developed by Striking Distance Studios and published by Krafton. It's scheduled for release on December 2nd, 2022, and is directed by Glenn Schofield, who had previously co-created the Dead Space series. The game will be available from Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series XS. The game is set in 2320 at a prison colony called Black Iron, operated by the United Jupiter Company and located on Jupiter's moon, Callisto. The player takes the role of a prisoner, Jacob Lee, held at Black Iron, finding themselves in the midst of an alien invasion that appears to have been engineered by the prison's warden. Next up, Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers is an upcoming platform game developed by Sonic Team and published by Sega. As Sonic the Hedgehog, the player explores the mysterious Starfall Islands to collect the Chaos Emeralds after Sonic, Miles, Tails, Prower, and Amy Rose separate when falling through a wormhole. Frontiers integrates platforming and traditional Sonic elements, such as rings and grind rails, into the series' first open world, where the player solves puzzles to collect items and fights robot enemies. Development began after the release of Sonic Forces 2017. Sonic Team head Takashi Iizuka wanted Frontiers to set a new template for Sonic games to follow, similar to Sonic Adventure 1998. Sonic Team settled on an open-ended design and focused on adapting Sonic's abilities to an open world. Frontiers is scheduled for release on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series XS in Q4 2022. Finally, Goat Simulator 3. Goat Simulator is a third-person perspective action video game developed and published by Coffee Stain Studios. The first installment in the series was released for Microsoft Windows in April 2014, and ports for Linux and OS X were released in June 2014. The game has been compared by the developer to skateboarding games, but where the player controls a goat aimed at doing as much damage as possible around an open-world map, without any other larger goals. The game, initially developed as a joke prototype from an internal game jam and shown in an early alpha state in YouTube videos, was met with excitement and attention, prompting the studio to build the game into a releasable state while still retaining various non-breaking bugs and glitches to maintain the game's entertainment value. The third installment in the series, Goat Simulator 3, was announced during Summer Game Fest and is expected to release on November 17th, 2022. The game will feature a 4-player cooperative mode, and it will be set on the fictional island of San Agora. Thank you so much for watching this video on what fans can expect at Gamescom 2022. What do you think? Anything we missed out on? Let us know in the comments below. And once again, thank you so much for watching.